Okay, heroes, we're back. Video 3 of Strangles. First video we talked about how, hey, selling as the one standard deviation strangle, the expected move strangle, is a profitable strategy, just setting it and forgetting it. Then doing it when volatility is greater than average or the expected move is greater than average is even better. Then putting that all together and managing it at 50% of the max profit is the most profitable strategy. Then in the last video we showed you, hey, maybe the one standard deviation expected move strangle isn't the best one for us. They're all profitable strategies, whether you're doing a 5 delta strangle, 10 delta strangle, 30 delta strangle, 40 delta strangle. However, we just wanted to put context around risk and reward. Now a lot of people are saying, well, what happens if it goes against me? Remember, strangles by themselves are undefined risk, right? Are undefined risk strategies. So there is actually unlimited risk and unlimited losses theoretically, not in actual practice, but only theoretically are there undefined risks. And again, this is a normal strangle. We'll get to the ones that are IRA and cash account and non-margin account compatible ones down the road, but strangle by itself is undefined risk. So a lot of people say, well, Stephen, what about like a stop loss? Like, can I place a stop loss so that if something goes against me, I don't get blown out, I don't lose a lot of money? Well, let's go. So again, what is a strangle? It's really, really important. Again, selling an out-of-the-money call and out-of-money put at the same time. We make money if prices fall between our short out-of-the-money call and our short out-of-the-money put. So we want prices to be above our put and below our call at expiration, right? Or we also get profits if implied volatility, their expected move, decreases over time. Remember, options are priced off the expected move. And since we're selling them, if the expected move is decreased, the prices of options will decrease, right? So again, stop losses. Normal Wall Street will say, hey, you want to cut your losses and let your winners run. When we manage our positions at 50% of max profit, we know that it almost doubles our profitability and it significantly increases our P&L per day, right? That's not even worrying about our losses. That's just managing our winners by themselves, right? And Wall Street says, remember Warren Buffett says, oh, 6% stop loss, never lose money. So we want to put that to task here because a lot of people are saying, well, Stephen, if this trade goes against me big time, what the hell do I do? I totally get that. So what we did was a study from 2003 to present. So again, 14 and a half plus years of data depending on when you're watching this. 25,000 occurrences. Big study, guys, here. So what we did, a few things. Number one, we sold the one standard deviation strangle and just let it expire. Then we sold the one standard deviation strangle every single day and bought it back for 50% of the credit received. So that is managing our winners. Then we wanted to see about managing our losers. So we set a stop loss at 100% of the credit we received. So let's take a look and see what that actually is. So in this case of the 316, if we're collecting 316, we're going to set a stop loss at 100% of that. So if the value of the 250 call and the 240 put ever got to 632, what we would do is we would buy it back. That would be our stop loss, right? So that's one of the things we did. We also did it 200%, 300%, 400%, and 500%, right? So we did this in the monthly expiration cycle, again, closes to 50 days from expiring, and we just want to see if it's more profitable for us, because that's all we give a shit about, if it's more profitable for us to manage our winners or manage our losers. Again, managing our winners is actually buying back for 50% of the credit we received. So we're not realizing a max profit there. We're only realizing a 50% profit, right? But then setting a stop loss at 100%, 200%, 300%, 400%, and ultimately 500% is managing your losers and letting your winners run to max profit. So we just want to compare the two because all you've seen to date is actually what it's like to manage our winners. Let's see what happens if we follow the normal conventional wisdom of Wall Street and manage our losers. So let us see what happens. So here are the results. If we hold the expiration, you guys have seen this. You're right 81% of the time when you're supposed to be right 68% of the time. You make about $1.49 per day. As it turns out, your largest loss is about $2,500. That's a tough pill to swallow for people. However, you're consistently profitable. The more trades you do this, the more times you make 74.5 bucks. And again, you guys have seen the second column as well. If you buy back for 50% of the credit we received, you're right 91% of the time when you're supposed to be right 68% of the time, and you make about $1.95 per day. Our largest loss was cut in half to only about $1,300. Not bad. So now let's start looking about that. Those are, this column here is managing your winner. It's pretty good. It significantly outperforms, and it makes you a lot of money per day. If we manage our loser at double the credit we received, we're right only 72% of the time. You're in the trade for about 46 days. You make about $1.42 per day, which is almost as profitable as holding till expiration, and your largest loss was only about $700. However, you make about 33% less money by managing your losers and taking care of your losers as opposed to just managing winners. And we can see as we go to the right, a few things happen. Number one is we are expanding our stop losses, which means they're less and less likely to occur. At the same time, we're making a little bit less money because it's just not there. However, our largest drawdowns are also getting a little bit larger because, again, when we actually realize that drawdown, it's big. It's really, really big. Hold on there. It's really, really big when we manage that drawdown. So if we do it at 200%, we make about $1.51 per day, and our largest loss is $1,000. At 300%, we make about $1.39 per day, and our largest loss is about $1,200. So the interesting part is when our stop loss is 300% of the credit we received, and we just manage our losers, our worst case scenario is $1,200. However, if we go to the second column and we're just focusing our manager and winners, not having anything to do at all about our losers, it's the same worst loss. However, you make about 40% more money per day, and you're in the trade for half the time. So redeploying capital. So when I look at this, a few things happen. Number one, clearly just managing your winners is the most profitable strategy by far, by at least 33%. However, if for some reason you don't want to manage your winners, there is definitely a good argument. There's definitely a good argument for putting a stop loss at double or 100% of the credit received. Why do I say that? Because it's all about P&L per day. It's all about P&L per day. At the same time, your largest drawdown is a third of what it was when you're just holding to expiration. So there's a few takeaways here. Number one, the best strategy is to just buy back at 50% of the credit received. Right? That's the best. Not worrying about the losers, only worrying about the winners. However, if you get caught up with this stuff and you're freaked out for literally no reason, because guys, again, this is like over 20-something thousand occurrences, then I would suggest putting a stop loss at 100% or 200% of the credit received. However, that's only if you're completely against buying it back for 50% of the credit received, and I don't know why you would do that. I'll see you on the next video.